so hard to be practicing. Not in the deen is hard, but society has
made it hard
to like commit to the deen properly. Hi guys, and welcome back to
another episode of Minds in Neutral.
This is the only time that I'm gonna complain that Shahad's car is a fishbowl. Fishbowl.
Why?
Because it's so see-through and we're recording and there's like friends down there.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a desert camp barbecue situation tonight, so it's gonna be really, really fun. But like we have a whole setup. And inshallah, like, the camera's in focus and everything is working. But I just feel like we're in a fishbowl because everyone can see us. Everyone can see every hand movement.
It's just because I have no tints on my car.
Yeah, which basically means that it's a fishbowl.
Okay.
Everyone can see everything.
Okay.
And even when we picked up someone today, they were like, oh, you don't have tints?
Yeah.
It's a hard life living in this car. And driving this car.
Calm down a bit.
No, because I can't.
Me and Rina have been getting on each other's nerves recently.
No, we haven't. If anything, we're just like bickering a bit, but like in a sibling, normal, friendly way. But
like we're becoming sisters.
Shahad, you just take things so personally sometimes.
See? What's this behavior?
Okay, before we start, I really wanted to talk about a few things that I've been seeing on TikTok and socials that I just I need to get it out of my system.
Okay,
first of all, the Chili's mozzarella sticks.
I've never seen them in my life.
I have been seeing them in every mukbang. I can't play them for you right now because it's going to disconnect. But Shahad, they're like...
Chili mozzarella sticks?
They're from Chili's, the restaurant. And they're these mozzarella sticks that are wide, okay? And they... Oh my god, just the way they look so crispy, and every time I take a
mozzarella stick looks like that.
Yeah, but like the bite and the crisp, it's so nice, and then it's a bit saucy on the outside. It's not like dry bread, and you dip it in ranch.
Okay, now you're making me hungry.
Guys, I can't. I'm literally gonna put a video of the Chili's mozzarella sticks because it just looks so good, and I really, really want some.
Okay.
And then I also want to talk about my wisdom teeth. Hello.
It became her whole personality
That's
trait,
my only
guys.
personality. That's the only thing that I like to talk
Sorry,
about.
I took my wisdom teeth.
Sorry, I can't make it my wisdom. Sorry, wisdom. So
appointment for my wisdom teeth.
I'm busy today. I have wisdom teeth situation. Okay, I took out my left bottom and top.
Yeah.
And it wasn't bad. Like the procedure, I mean, I wasn't knocked out on anything. I was just regular anesthesia. And the bottom was obviously a lot worse than the top. Anyway, stitched up the bottom, whatever. The healing was okay. I just went really puffy. And right now I'm bruising a bit, which I'm trying to cover it up. But that's it. Alhamdulillah. I feel like I have a better situation than so many other people. Some people are taking weeks to recover. Some people, oh my God, I actually want to know if anyone has taken their wisdom teeth out. For my sister, when she did it, they didn't stitch her bottom.
Oh, so they left it open?
Yeah, which caused like infections, inflammation. Like it's so bad. And she took like 2 weeks. For my oldest sister, she did it like 15 years ago, I think.
Okay, maybe that's why.
Yeah. Maybe they just didn't have the tools or something like that. But when she told me about that, I was like, oh my God. And she's like, good thing that they stitched you up. And I feel like the stitching obviously makes it like way quicker to heal. And I found out a fact.
Tell me the fact.
That women actually have twice as much pain receptors as men. So
we feel pain more?
Way more. Twice as much more.
I wonder why. No, as in like emotional pain or physical pain?
Physical pain.
Physical pain?
Like we don't have as much pain tolerance.
But I feel like we handle pain way better than men do.
I feel like they complain about it more.
Maybe.
But maybe we feel it more.
Maybe. Because like, have you never seen like when a guy is sick and when a girl is sick?
I know.
She's like doing all of the chores.
And then the guy
I'm kind of sick, so.
Yeah, saha. And then the guy can barely like pick up anything and like doesn't
He's just laying in bed. He's like, I'm going to die today.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But no, see, the thing is, I think we just feel pain more, but we're just like, maybe we have higher tolerance because we feel it more. So I wanted to say that specifically because anyone who...
My friends were cheering us on.
They were like, I didn't even notice that. Anyone who said that I was being a bit, like I was exaggerating about my wisdom teeth pain, just know that I have twice as much pain receptors. So I felt the pain twice as much as any man would.
Okay.
Done. I'm just going to leave it there. And that's my 3 cents. That's literally all I wanted to talk about today. Chili's cheese sticks.
Mozzarella sticks.
And then
wisdom teeth.
And
pain tolerance. Pain receptors.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, anyway. Besides that, my week's been chill.
Let me see if I have anything to say.
How's your week's been fun. Your week's been great.
It's been good. Yeah. Anyways, let's go. Let's get into it.
Let's get it. We have no time to wait. Guys, we're hungry. We want to go.
We want to eat.
We want to go eat barbecue. Anyway, okay. You know what, Chad? I was really, like, I was just thinking about this. No TikTok, no nothing, just, like, thinking to myself. And I was talking to my friend, and I was saying, you know, how hard it is to find... Let me give you a backstory.
Let me give me a... Okay.
Of, like, how I came up with this, like...
a backstory.
Of how I came up with this idea. So I was talking to my friend. We were on the phone. And we were just, like, talking about these model hijabs that I wanted to get. Because you know how Vela, all of them are, like, coming out with these cute model prints and everything. And then I was telling her, but I was like, bro, they're like $40 or like $30 for like hijab. Literally, it's just fabric, right?
Yeah.
And then I was really clocking it. And I was like, it's crazy how expensive it is to be modest. Like how expensive it is to buy abayas. How expensive it is to buy like hijabs. To buy like really loose, big clothing.
Yeah, not even about expensive for loose, big clothing. It's very hard.
Yeah, it's not find.
Yeah, like we're in
the Middle East, and we struggle.
So you expect that there would be like specific shops made for us, you know?
No,
but it doesn't exist.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It's so much harder. I mean, abayas are obviously more common here because a lot of people wear abayas, and you can like bargain a bit.
Yeah.
But like, for example, if a woman was to live in the U.S. or or Canada or something like that, bro, like, do you understand how expensive abayas are there? They're selling it for like $100. 150.
That's crazy.
It's so expensive.
That's insane.
Then that just kind of like clicked in my mind where it's like, why is it so hard to be practicing recently?
Yeah.
Like not only in terms of modesty, but like in general, it's so hard to be practicing. Not in the deen is hard, but society has made
it hard
to like commit to the deen properly. There's so many temptations. There's so many things that like can sway you away from the right direction. Like music is so much popular. Concerts are so much popular.
Yeah.
Not dressing modestly, mixing, like free mixing, like all of these things. Even like I was seeing in the US when Ramadan was happening, that they had these like the Ramadan fest, and it was like free mixing all around.
Ramadan fest?
Yeah. Or I don't know about all that, but like it's so much harder to be a good practicing Muslim now.
Yeah.
It's also so rare to find a good practicing Muslim now.
It
like
is.
As a friend, as a partner, you know?
Yeah. But I don't mean to say this and like I'm trying to like contradict here, you know?
Go on.
I'm gonna be those men in the comments.
Okay. Let's see what the men in the comments have to say.
Okay. Like no matter what the generation is, if you yourself, you're the one practicing.
Yeah.
That the society shouldn't affect you. You're the one who's meant to be strong on your faith.
Yeah.
You're the one who's meant to, like, you know how that like image of the people going all this way, this way,
like all
and then one person
choosing the different path.
Like you have to pick your own path.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, everyone has their own brain. They can think from themselves. They don't have to go and blindly follow other people. We're not animals. That's why I feel like, yeah, it is hard, but if you have the will, you can find a way.
Girl,
it's hard.
I agree.
And it's hard for me too. I'm not gonna say no, I'm a perfect Muslim and you know you just do your own thing. It's hard. It's hard because again, at the end of the day, because we're humans, because we have a brain. In psychology, there's something called conformity. We are social animals. We love to be in a group.
What's conformity?
So, conformity is when you conform to what's happening in your society. You adapt yourself to fit into that society. We hate being left out.
That's so true.
We hate being left out. So it is hard, and that's why I'm like kind of coming in and back, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it is hard, you know. Like example, there was a study done where there were 6 people sitting. 5 of these, they were actors. Okay, 1 was the actual participant.
Okay,
and they were sitting, and apparently it was like where you're waiting for your interview. Okay, and then all of a sudden there's smoke coming in the room. Okay. And they told the actors to act. No, you don't see the smoke. Everything is normal. Nothing is happening.
Yeah.
And the guy, he was so confused. He's like, there's smoke. Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Like, we need to leave.
Yeah.
You know? But because everyone stayed sitting, he sat.
No way.
He sat. Again, he has a brain. He could have thought for himself, no, let me save myself. Let me, maybe something's going to explode. Maybe fire is going to happen. A fire is going to happen. But he continued sitting.
Because he saw no reaction.
That's crazy. Another study was like, there were lines, and then there were like 3 lines, and then they had a picture of another line.
Yeah.
And they had to say what in line A, B, or C is the same length as that line that we're showing you right now.
I remember something like this, yeah.
Yeah. And then everyone was told at the beginning, say the right answers, and then start saying the wrong answers.
Yeah.
And then everyone next to them would be like, for example, if the answer was C, everyone would be B, 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 B. And he would look at everyone, and it clearly is
It's
wrong.
C, yeah.
It's clearly C. And he's looking at everyone, and he goes, C.
No, he
Like,
goes B.
No, sorry, yeah, he goes B.
Yeah. Like, he agrees with
He
everyone
agrees
and being
with
like,
everyone.
yeah, it's B.
Even though he knows it's wrong. So yeah, it is hard for you to think for yourself and not to kind of, you know, join the group and join the society.
Yeah.
But again, you would also have to take that risk. And I think that's why, like, the Rasul said, alayhi salatu wassalam, he was crying, and the Sahaba asked him, why are you crying? And he was like, because I think he said something along the lines of like, I fear for my friends. And they were like the Sahaba were like, we're your friends. And نحن أحبابك. He was like, I fear for my أحباب. And he was like, we're your friends. And they're like, no, you guys are like my followers. أحبابي اللي هيصدقوا فيا, so they will believe in me when I'm not here, when they don't see me.
Yeah.
And it's because now that we're just like, it's hard.
It's hard.
He knows it. حتى the Rasul at that time, he knew it was hard.
Because I think that's what distinguishes between being believing in faith and being like, and following a religion.
Yes, yeah.
Because when you actually have faith in you, that means without seeing anything and with just simply following what is being taught to you, you actually fully, wholeheartedly are committing to it.
Yeah.
Because you have faith. It's not in front of you. Like, we cannot see the Prophet in front of us.
Yeah.
We cannot live the stories that they have lived.
Yeah.
You know, we cannot
see the miracles that they have seen.
No, we can't see all of that. We're just basing it basically off of the Quran and the current sheikhs that we have and the current society that we're in.
Yeah.
You know, and our own knowledge that we have as well. So that's where I think it really determines a person being an actual practicing, I don't want to say faithful, because faithful means like in terms of a relationship. But maybe it could even mean like in terms of a relationship with God, with religion.
Yeah.
But in my sense, I'm just thinking about like I'm thinking about our generation and how difficult it is for our generation to practice, solely because like Shahad, I feel like our parents, let's say maybe the upcoming generation, like let's say your sister's age group or even a bit younger, like parents have loosened up.
Yeah.
Not everyone is enforcing like religious classes on their children. Not everyone is enforcing the typical norms, you know. They've become more modern naturally with the way they're parenting. And then like kids also have so much access to so much information, and it disrupts their way of like growth and thinking. Like they could be taught one thing at home and then they could be seeing another thing online, which is fine because it's exposure. Like it's good to have exposure. You should know these things, but at the same time it can really disrupt the path that you're on if you're so young, and at that age you're so easily influenced. Yeah, sorry.
I was gonna say something and it just clicked in my mind. What was it? The thing I told you before? But if you like, when you complain and you don't change it, then you're choosing it.
Oh yeah.
If we're complaining, oh this, oh that, and I know every other Muslim person in our generation is probably also complaining about the same thing.
Yeah, that's so true.
Our friends are complaining.
That is so
We're
true.
complaining.
Yeah.
Families are complaining. Everyone is complaining. We're not making a change.
Yeah.
We could. Because the Islamic society, like the Islamic members in this world, we could make a difference. We could make a change. We could make it easier for us.
Yeah.
But we just choose not to, and we just choose to sit down and complain.
Yeah, that is so true.
Like imagine how much of a difference if just a group of people stood up to make it easier for all of the other Muslims.
Yeah. Or even just for themselves.
Which will again influence other people too.
Yeah, because it really just takes one person.
Yes.
It really takes one person, because literally we were on the road. Okay, this is such a bad analogy, but we were on the road and there was so much traffic, and one person was driving at where the yellow line is, where you're not meant to drive. And then slowly people started following him. It really just takes one person to push everyone else. Yeah. You know? So if that one person comes out and starts shedding light, which there are so many people, like there's so many people doing like modern day Dawa. So many, like they have like Instagram pages, and like people are doing edits of them, and people are reposting them, which is nice.
But with that, you also need to be careful, because we technically also do modern day Dawa. Yeah. So because you would see a lot of people, like for example, the modern day Dawa that I see now, it's so forceful. It's so it can be, and I'm like, brother, calm down a bit.
Yeah.
You know, say it. This is not the way that the Rasul said it, and the
Yeah.
Rasul was so patient.
Yeah.
So
He wasn't
patient.
shouting
Yeah,
it.
he was so understanding. He
Yeah,
was
for
so
sure.
careful with his words. He knew what type of society he's speaking with. He knew what they were doing, what they were going through, how they were thinking. You can't just all of a sudden barge in and be like, "This is wrong. Tell me." And like, hatta when they bring it up in a way where it's like, "Let's debate about it." But then you can
Yeah.
see they're already attacking in the debate.
Like they came in with a mindset they don't even want to like hear what you have to say.
Exactly.
And the thing is, obviously, we're not going to be ever as perfect as Sayyidina Muhammad.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he
Alayhi
is our
salatu
role
wasalam.
model. This is who we should look up to. And that's another thing. Like, bro, like even down to the way education systems work, like when they tell you like who's your role model, who's these things, no one ever says a Muslim person anymore.
Yeah.
Everyone says like Oprah Winfrey. I don't know. Some people say Donald Trump.
So wasn't
like,
it opera? Oh, yeah, you ready
Yeah.
for that? Oh.
yeah. Elon Musk, like successful people, whatever.
Yeah.
Like they would rather choose those kind of people because it's more socially acceptable than just saying like, oh, the prophet, for example, because that would be a role model for me.
Yeah.
But because we hear those names, we're so engrossed into this dunya,
into the Western society. Come on.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That like, I mean, I think the biggest thing that shows that we're so engrossed into the
It's the
Western
English speaking.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that.
And we're not. We
barely
barely
speak
know how to speak Arabic.
Arabic. Like I'm worried for my kids. Genuinely.
Yeah.
Coming from a mother who doesn't have the best Arabic, you know, because I have a preference of speaking English, and I don't know how my husband's going to be. My preference is hopefully he's going to be Arabic speaking. But like even then, a 2-parent household where they both speak Arabic, the kid could come out and just speak English.
Yeah.
Because it's just, it's in education, it's in songs, it's in movies, it's in shows, it's in all of those things. But then at the same time, it's like, what are you going to do? Are you just going to close yourself off from the world? Obviously not.
Yeah.
So this is where it comes to like balance.
Finding a balance. Yeah.
You have to find a balance between not necessarily enjoying the world, but like experiencing the world, because you can't really hide away. You're going to need to get educated. You're going to need to be doing some sort of job. You're going to be needing to do those things. But at the same time, do not forget the highest power.
The deen.
Deen. Done. Don't forget those things. And it can be hard. It can be really hard. And especially now, like a lot of people want to convert, but then let's say they may not find the right circle. Like, you know, imagine if like a girl in the States wants to convert and the Arabs or the Muslims that she knew weren't a great representation of Islam. Who does she go to?
And that happened. I've seen so many people on TikTok. Like there was this girl, I used to follow her and I used to see her journey. She was researching about Islam, talking about it. She was asking like the Muslim community for help and stuff like that. And then one day she posted a video. She's like, I'm sorry guys, I'm either gonna keep this private, or I feel like I'm just gonna stop continuing researching about the religion because of the comments and the hate and like the way people are talking to me. I'm gonna stop. And maybe later in the future, I'll continue, but in private.
Even as a community, we're making Islam hard for each other. We're extremely critiquing, which, yani, it's fine to give advice, but yani, there's a way. There's such a difference between advice and critique.
Yeah.
Like you can come from a very genuine point of view where you're like, I am just simply looking out for you. This is not how it's meant to be done. It can be done privately. It can be done respectfully with the right words, with the right tone.
And that's exactly what the Rasul told us to do, by the way. Sallallahu
Alaihi wasallam. So that's the thing. Like we as a community as well make it difficult for ourselves. We make ourselves just kind of, with the way we're so hatred towards each other about the deen, we make it an exhausting religion when it's not exhausting. It's not hard to commit to. And realistically, when you look at the basics, it's not that hard. It's just a matter of discipline, which all of us need discipline. Like everything is going to discipline us in the world, whether that's the 9-to-5 job you want to commit to, or the kids that you want to have, or the partner you're going to marry. Everything requires discipline and commitment. So why can't we give the same to our deen? But it obviously is harder now because I just think there's so much more swaying.
I feel like also because we don't have necessarily like immediate consequences. So we're like, in the future. Like for example, in a job, if you mess up, oh my God, my boss is going to talk to me. I might get fired. I won't have money. I don't know what I'm going to do. That's like a consequence. So it makes you on top of your game.
That's so true.
But with the religion, with like Islam, when you're like, oh, khalas, you know, I'll pray later. Or, oh, khalas, I will do sadaqah later. Or, it's fine. There's still so much time. Khalas, I'll go Umrah one day. like, or Hajj one day.
Yeah.
You know, you think like that and you don't think that like, oh, the consequence is coming.
But that's gonna catch up to you.
Yeah.
That one day it's gonna hit you, your time is gonna be up and it's gonna catch up to you.
Yeah.
Shad, I think one of the scariest pictures that I ever saw, which was a picture on TikTok where it was like, I'm sure everyone's seen it. It's the skeleton where it's like, oh Lord, like please take me
Yeah,
back.
yeah. And the audio.
Oh, the audio. Oh my
The
God.
audio.
That one, anytime I see it, it
Yeah.
wakes me up. It literally brings me back to
Yeah.
life. And I'm just like,
That
oh my
thing
God, what am I
always
doing
makes
with my
my
life?
whole body just
Shake.
Yeah. Another thing is like, you truly don't know when you're gonna die. Everyone thinks that they're gonna die of old age.
You
But
actually don't know.
you don't understand. Like, I hear the stories. I've known people, they die so early of things that you wouldn't even expect them to die
Or just
of.
natural death.
Or just, yeah, natural death too. But like, it's just crazy. You genuinely don't know when your last day on this earth is gonna be. Like,
Yeah.
as much as you're like, oh, I woke up the day before, I can definitely wake up the next day, brother, you don't know that.
Yeah, there was a
You
point.
really don't.
There was a point I remember, Shahad, for a few months that I actually would be scared to sleep because I would be like, am I gonna wake?
Same.
Wallah?
No, wallah, I would sometimes, I would feel like, I know if I sleep right now, I'm gonna die. I would stay up the whole night. It's so stupid.
That's
It's so stupid.
crazy.
I would stay up the whole night.
Because
When
I'm
the
like,
sun-
if I'm awake,
yeah,
I can't die.
and when the sun comes and I feel safe, I would go to sleep. It doesn't
Okay.
make sense. It
Okay.
doesn't make sense.
It wasn't that bad. Like, I
Oh.
would definitely still go to sleep because khalas, I would be tired.
No, sometimes it truly ate my brain.
Yeah, no,
Where
it
it's
would
like,
be
if I
so
die,
scary.
if I sleep, I'm gonna die. So
Yeah.
I'd just stay up.
Yeah, I had points like that where I'd just be like, "Khalas, I'm not like I'm scared
Yeah.
to sleep," and then I would like prolong it. That I would sleep, and then every time I would wake up, I'd be like, "Alhamdulillah,
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, I'm still here." Like, Alhamdulillah, I don't know. There was genuinely a phase where I was so scared to
Yeah.
pass away in my sleep because I'm like, "This is it. This is my last night." And sometimes, okay, this might only be a me thing, but sometimes I like, "Khalas," I zone out and I'll be looking, and I would always think, "No, what if the angel of death comes right now?"
Yeah.
Does that
Isn't
come to
there,
you?
Isn't there like a thing where it's like the angel of death comes to you like 5 times in the day? Like the angel of death.
We need to fact check
research
I'm
that
not too
because
sure.
I'm saying I've heard it. I don't know where I've heard it from, but I remember hearing it. And the angel of death comes, visits you 5 times a day.
I'm not too sure about that, babes. We need to.
And I was
we need to
like,
research
oh, that's
that.
kind of scary.
I don't know about all
That's
that,
kinda
but
scary.
all I
And
knew-
you literally cannot escape the angel of death, you guys. Wallah, I've heard the story about this guy because far, a long time ago,
Yeah.
they could see the angels.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but now the angels are concealed because they're so scary.
Mm,
So if we see them, we'll get scared.
okay.
That's why they're like, we can't see them anymore. But so you would be able to see the angel of death
Okay.
when he's coming to visit you.
Yeah.
And this guy saw the angel of death, and he went to the Rasul, or he went to someone, and he was like, oh, am I gonna die? And they were like, yeah, I think like the angel of death
Khalas,
is here.
yeah,
Like,
he's
you're
right
gonna die.
there.
So he went to another country
Stop
to
it.
avoid the angel of death, and he ended up dying there. Why? Because the angel of death, Allah told the angel of death, and this is the person that's gonna die today. He's gonna die in this place.
Yeah.
The angel of death was so confused because he was like, but he lives here.
Mm,
How is he gonna end up there?
yeah.
And he ended up there because he was so scared
Scared.
of the angel of death
He was trying to
that he
escape
traveled.
it.
Crazy.
You just can't escape
Again,
it when you're
fact check
time.
that story because I did hear it from someone. I think it was like an Islamic teacher, to be honest. But again, fact check because I don't know the research of that story.
Whenever your time is your time, that's just your time.
It's just your time.
And you can't escape it, no
Yeah.
matter how much you try.
Have you seen these people that like would be? I've seen like a couple of videos of like musicians, and then all of a sudden they just die.
I haven't seen that, but
You haven't?
I've seen so many where it's like a CCTV camera
Yeah.
and someone's like doing something normal and then they just like they look up,
Yeah.
they shake and then they fall.
Yeah.
Ya
I saw the one of the
ya
musician.
Allah.
He literally stopped playing, and he stood up. He was trying to do something, and then all of a sudden he fell on the floor and died. And another thing is that it's so scary because whatever you're doing, you will be brought back to life doing that thing.
Huh? What do you mean?
Whatever you were doing before you die, you'll be brought back to life doing that same thing.
So when it's
So
time
if
for
you were
you
praying,
to be to tasab, you're
yeah,
gonna be brought
you're
back
gonna be
to
brought
life.
back to the same way that you were.
Oh my
And
God.
another thing is like the something. So if you're doing something too much, like apparently there was a dancer, and she didn't die while dancing, but she just died. But all of a sudden, her body, like when she was dead, her body went back to her dance position.
Stop it. No, that
And
can't be real.
wallah, and because the woman that cleans her said that story. She was like, I tried to fix her, tried to do everything, but it just would not move. Because khalas, there comes a point where I forgot the name of the word, where your body is just too stiff to move. Like khalas, you're in that position, you're in that position. You can't move it. And then she went in to try to find out what was this girl doing, like how did she end up in that position? And they're like, oh, she was a dancer. So she died in her dancing position.
Guys, just be careful what you do in your day-to-day
And
life.
they,
like,
yeah. No,
What?
let me not say that. Khalas.
okay.
Let me just pause it here, you guys. Khalas. Enough
Next
scaring.
episode. Next
Enough,
episode.
enough, yeah.
We'll start with that. But okay. To sum it up, yeah, okay, it is difficult to practice.
Yeah.
We understand that, but
Yeah.
it's not impossible.
Yeah.
And we're set here for a reason. And if other people can do it, there's no excuse for us to not do it. If
Yeah.
people have done it while they're sick, there's no excuse for us. If people
Yeah.
have done it while they're in war, while they're in famine, while they're doing whatever, and they've still committed to it, we can commit to it too. So it is very much possible. We just need to seek the right resources, the right people, the right form of knowledge, and make
Yeah.
sure that we're gonna be fine.
Anyways, I hope y'all are happy, healthy, and safe.
And inshallah, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
We're
Bye.
gonna go enjoy barbecue.